Hi folks, my name is Michael Loshalpo. I'm an attorney at Loshalpo Law PLLC. We focus on providing outside general legal counsel to small business owners, particularly in the field of investment real estate. I have a colleague who you may know. His name is Amand Hill, the president of Real Property Management Priority out in the Hudson Valley area of New York. And he and I have known each other in the various business circles for about a year. And I've come to know him and spent time discussing each other's business. He asked me to put together this video so that I can actually help his clients and prospective clients and colleagues and business associates learn a little bit about some of the important legal topics when it comes to investing in real estate and owning and managing investment income producing real estate properties. So I hope you enjoy this series. The first topic is a business entity. Should you have your investment property owned by a business entity? Well, in New York, a business entity could be a limited liability company, which is the most popular form for real estate investors. It could also be a corporation or a limited partnership. Let's take the LLC, for example. The advantage of having an LLC is that if you do business under this business entity type, your business is being conducted by the company and not by yourself. What that basically means to you is that if something goes wrong in the business and someone claims that you defaulted on a loan, or maybe someone gets injured on the property and your insurance doesn't cover it all, someone claims that you discriminated them, whatever the lawsuit is or the claim against you is, it can only be brought technically against the business, the company, the LLC, which means that if the LLC is responsible for that injury or that debt, the LLC must pay out of its assets. So therefore, to a certain extent, you personally in your personal assets, even though you're the member of the LLC that owns it, they cannot successfully come after your personal assets and hold you personally responsible for the most part, but also that depends on how you managed the LLC, which you could talk to an attorney about, of course. But if you manage it correctly and you don't make certain mistakes, you can shield you and your personal family assets from the liabilities of the company. Let's talk about setting up an LLC. That's actually pretty simple. An attorney can do it for you, or you can even do it yourself if you know what you're doing. But basically, you file an Articles of Organization with the New York State Department of State. And you pay a filing fee, and they send you back a filing receipt. At that point, you're going to need an operating agreement, which is required by law. Now, for that, you should see an attorney to create that operating agreement. I'm frequently asked the question of, does it make sense to hold on to multiple properties under one LLC? That's a tricky question to answer. However, from a legal point of view, I would suggest that you consider setting up a separate LLC for each property that you own and manage. The reason is because if property A experiences some kind of liability situation where someone comes forward with a claim, as I said before, they can only go after what assets that LLC has. So if your property is worth a certain amount of money, or you have a certain amount of money in that bank account for the LLC, they can only come after that, at which point it may cause that one property to be used up by a creditor, but at least they can't come after multiple properties and multiple assets because they experienced a problem with property A. If you do have one LLC and it owns multiple properties, that's okay. It's better than not having an LLC altogether and being personally responsible and them coming after your personal assets and so on and so forth. But the fewer assets you have in each LLC makes it a better situation for you to preserve your business assets, your real estate investments, and limits liability to each individual asset type under each LLC. Now, you've set up your LLC and you've decided whether you want multiple LLCs depending on whether you have multiple properties or not. But there are some real important factors to consider that might be a problem that you want to be aware of. Number one, in order for the LLC to protect your assets, you actually need to put the asset into the LLC. So you'll need to do a deed transfer. If you currently are the owner of the property, you'll need to transfer it from you to the LLC. So the LLC becomes the owner, and then a deed is recorded with the county in New York State to indicate that. Now, if you do that, you need to be very, very careful, because there could be some loopholes here that you want to be aware of that might come back to haunt you. Number one, you want to make sure that if you had title insurance and it's been less than, say, 10 years or so, you might want to go to your title insurance company that, insured the title when you purchased it, and get an endorsement to cover your LLC in case there's ever a title problem down the road. If you have homeowners insurance, which I'm sure you do, you might want to check with them and get a quote to see if the homeowners insurance is going to jump up in premium because you transferred it to an LLC. Either way, it still might be financially worthwhile to protect your personal assets. But after the fact that you transferred the title to the property to your LLC, you should call your insurance carrier and make sure that they have your LLC as a named insured. Now, if you have a mortgage on the property, be very careful about something called a due on sale clause. A due on sale clause is something often found in a mortgage agreement because it'll say that if you transfer title in this property to a third party, and an LLC is not you, so when you transfer it to the LLC, it might invoke a due on sale clause. And the due on sale clause often states that upon transfer of title without approval of the lender first, the mortgage gets accelerated, which means that whatever the balance owed on a mortgage, it's due and payable within a certain amount of time, like 30 days. Please do not make any deed transfers without consulting your attorney and reading the mortgage and possibly calling the mortgage company to get approval if there is a due on sale clause situation. That's something that unfortunately I've seen clients come to me after the fact and it's too late and I have to try to help them to negotiate that. Please, before you make any moves, consult with your attorney. Once you've done that, you might have income producing property via lease agreements. So if you have tenants and you have existing leases where they leased from you personally, and then you transfer the property to an LLC, it's very important that you assign those lease agreements to the LLC. Because if you personally are the party to a contract with someone else and they claim that you hurt them or did something wrong and they're going to sue on that lease agreement, they could sue you because you're a party. If only the LLC is a party, they can only sue the LLC technically. There are some exceptions. But for the most part, you would be protected. So don't forget to assign those leases. And if you get new tenants, make sure the new leases have the LLC as the party. Of course, leases should probably be written by an experienced attorney. Don't just use do-it-yourself contracts because they may not be good enough. So consult with your attorney about that. So there you have it for now. Those are some common legal topics that I cover for investment real estate owners, and I hope you've enjoyed this. Again, my name is Michael Loshalpo from Loshalpo Law PLLC. We offer something very unique to real estate investors. We offer a peace of mind for business plan, which allows you to actually select a plan that you pay for once annually, and you will have an outside general counsel, an attorney at your disposal, right there for you, standing right by you to help you throughout the year. And it can be very, very affordable. In some cases, it can amount to about the cost of maybe 1 to 3 Starbucks coffee drinks per day. That's it, to protect your business. And also, if you haven't already done so, talk to Amand Hill, because he's the man when it comes to real estate property management. I know for a fact, because I've even spoken to realtors and people who have referred him business, and they say nothing but great things about him. So reach out to him, ask him your questions. He knows a lot about real estate property management. But when it comes to legal counsel, reach out to us. We're happy to discuss a plan that might work for you and your business.